Thank you for listening to my video about gender affirming care. What is it? Well, in a strictly medical definition, gender affirming care is administering hormone blockers, also called puberty blockers, to young girls and young boys to prevent girls from developing breasts, to prevent boys from developing body hair and deep voices. All in preparation so that their bodies can be mutilated with gender reassignment surgery, even at a young age. So what is it really? It is a perverted sickness. It is sexualizing children. It is disturbed, perverted, transgender, adoptive parents who are trying to ease their own conscience because they know what they're doing is wrong. So they try to get their children involved, and they try to convince their children that they should be something they're not. They tell their little girls that they can be a little boy if they want to. They tell their little boys that they can be a little girl. Children do not have the mental capacity to make sexual decisions about their body. This is child abuse, and it is wrong to sexualize children and subject them to these sexual decisions made by their perverted parents. Children have the right to grow up innocent. They have the right to grow up not being sexualized, not having to deal with, well, maybe I should be a boy or a girl, and being subject to that delusion. Children should grow up being children, and when they reach the age of adulthood, if they want to make those perverted, misguided choices, then they can do so. But sick, perverted parents should not be allowed to basically force their children to receive this gender-affirming care and gender reassignment surgeries. What if that child only did that because their parents thought they wanted to? You are destroying their body for the rest of their life. The little boy that has his penis cut off and wears a dress and makeup until he turns 18 realizes, hey, I thought I was a boy. I really wanted to be a boy, but my perverted parents made me have gender reassignment surgery because that's what they wanted. Now my whole life is ruined because I can't be a boy anymore unless I go through endless surgeries to try to get my body back the way it was. So this country has gone so far outside the bounds, calling it intolerance, calling it homophobia, calling it discrimination for these sick, perverted people. And where are we going to draw the line? Because these people are already trying to sexualize children, and it won't be very much longer. They will be pushing for children to have sex with adults. These are sick pedophiles. They are sick, perverted, delusional people who change their bodies for sick sexual reasons so they can have sex as the opposite sex of what they were born. And we are allowing them to corrupt our children. Teachers in schools across this country are teaching little boys and little girls about sex, about their bodies, about changing their bodies and becoming something they're not because they're perverted, they're pedophiles, they're sick. Any doctor performing gender-affirming care should be punished. Who is going to stand up for the children? Who is going to stand up and say sex and gender confusion are subjects for adults, not children? These children are having it pushed on them by sick teachers and sick parents. And it is time that we stop this intolerance BS, call it what it is, child abuse, and do something about it. How much longer are we going to turn a blind eye to these sick perverts? Are we going to let them molest our children, have sex with our children, and say, oh, well, they're just minor attracted persons. We shouldn't discriminate against them. They should be able to molest whoever they want because we don't want to offend them. Because that is their goal. Their goal is to be able to do whatever they want with our children. Have sex with them, change their genders, makes them into transvestites for sick, perverted reasons. So when you start hearing about gender-affirming care and these things, you need to call your politician and say, enough is enough. Pass laws that limit the ability of parents to reassign their child's gender because it is wrong. It damages them for life. It does not give them the choice that they should be making as adults, not kids. Parents should not be making sexual choices for their kids. It is wrong. It is perverted. So, gender-affirming care is one step closer to legalizing pedophilia. And we need to draw a line in the sand and say, stop. Leave our kids alone. Kids do not need to be sexualized. Thank you for listening.